guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I'm doing the update to Deck of Panning, which is a game that we play on this platform that was created by Emily from Emily and Max. All the information for the game will be located down in the description box, and I just want to thank Emily so very much for creating this game and keeping it going every single year, because it is a bright spot in my month every single month, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about the products that I had going and the products that are rolling out. So if Deck of Panning sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna, lover of all things high and colorful beauty and self-care. Ultimately, this is my self-care. I like coming out here talking to you guys about the good, the bad, the ugly, all the things rolling into my collection, leaving my collection. And this year I'm on a no-buy, so it's been quite interesting because there's not really much rolling into my collection except for points purchases and friend mail, and so I'm having to think of a lot of different things to maybe do videos on, and it's been hard. It's been real hard. I have learned that I'm not as creative as I thought I was. That said, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and if Deck of Panning sounds interesting to you, I sound interesting to you, I sure hope that you stick around. I sure hope that you watch this, and I sure hope that you want to subscribe before you go. With that said, let's roll into Deck of Panning. So as I said in the intro, we are doing the Deck of Panning update for the month of May. I feel like I'm doing these every couple of weeks now at this point, which isn't the case, but it definitely feels that way. I'm really glad for it, honestly, because like I said in the intro, this is a bright spot in my month. I love filming these videos. I love doing these videos. Sometimes I want to pull 10 cards just so that I have 10 different products to rotate through, but I know that if I did that, it would eventually and inevitably pull the Joker, and that's just not something that I want to do. So for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, Deck of Panning is a game that was created on this platform for the beauty space by Emily from Emily and Max, and it was basically made by Emily in the beauty space based on a game, a TBR game that was done on a BookTuber's channel that she watches, and all that information is down in the description box. All you need to play is a deck of cards, your makeup collection, and the game board that Emily shuffles every single month, so that the numbered cards 2 through 10 are all different prompts every single month. So it is a prompt-based game. This is one of 3, I guess, different panning projects that I have going on in my channel. This one that is about usage goals, and I usually have some pretty attainable usage goals on these, but some of them are harder than others. You will see when we go through the products in this category. But let's start by talking about the products that I had brought into last month and then also rolled in last month, and we're going to start with the oldest one, which was rolled in January. This one was rolled in January for the 2 of Spades, which at that time was Hit a Pan. And I've said this time and time again, I'll continue to say it, whatever made me decide that a blush was the right thing to put into this project for Hit a Pan is, unbeknownst to me, crazy sauce. I maybe had a stroke, was blacked out, something, drunk, maybe. Just kidding. And this is the Fenty Cheeks Out in the shade Rosé Latte. This is what it looks like currently. I don't think that there is much of a difference, honestly. I was really excited last month because it did look like it was starting to maybe there was maybe a dip forming in this. I don't really see a dip anymore. Last month I thought I did. This month I just don't think I did. But it is cream, so it does move around in the pan every single time I use it. Not a lot, but it does move around in the pan every single time I use it. It is dirty so that you can see that I am using it. Last month when we talked about this, it had 21 uses on it from January to April. That's not very much, but this month I did use it 7 additional times, so we are seeing 28 uses for the update in May. Again, not very much. This is likely going to be in here all year long. I mean, I really can't explain. I really can't explain what I was thinking when I put this on the plan to pan list, when I put it in here for Hit a Pan. I can't explain my insanity, but that's where we're at. This is going nowhere. It will likely be in here for the rest of the year. The next one I have on here is from February, which was for the 9 of Hearts. The 9 of Hearts that month was mini or sample, and for that I did pull in the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Hot Chocolate Fantasy. This is a mini product. I did complete it. Last month I had 9 times use in. I gave myself a 15 times use goal. This month I did use it 8 additional times, so I actually used it 17 times to complete that. But isn't this wild, you guys? Do you see where the windowing is in this? Like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's literally like right there. I have used this 28 times. Any other lip gloss I've had after 28 uses has been so much further down in the tube than this one is. And I know it's got a giant doe foot, so like when you stick the doe foot in, like it like creates a lot of volume inside of this, and it shifts that gloss up. But even when the doe foot's out, it's not very much lower. I've never finished a Fenty gloss, and I have a ton of them. I've never finished a Fenty gloss. They're giant. I feel like if I can't finish a mini, how the heck am I going to finish the 12 full sizes that are in my collection before they go bad? But I am really excited to see that there is quite a bit of movement in this, even though it's not like a lot. This was a full product when I brought it into this. It was a product that I had used maybe once or twice prior to putting it into Deca Panning, so I'm really excited to have gotten the use out of it. But this will be the first of the items rolling out this month because I did finish the 15 times use that I had set as a goal for that product. It wasn't hard to use, honestly. I do love Fenty glosses. They do something for just making your lips look really pouty and really pretty. So I really didn't have a problem using it. It was just forgetting to use it. But once I got on a kick with it, stuck it in my purse or kept it on my desk, it wasn't hard to get more use out of it. Everything that I pulled in March did get used, so all we're working on and looking at now are the 3 items that I did pull in last month for April's update, and I said in that 2 of those would definitely roll out this month and 1 would be staying in, and that is the case. So the first one was pulled in for the 2 of Diamonds, which was Matches Nails. At that point in time, and at any point in time, truly, I'm not really ever wearing anything on my nails. I have been thinking about putting some nail polish on just because of one of the other products that I have in here, but also I have some new nail polishes that I'd like to give a try to, but I haven't done that. I should have maybe before we did this video, just in case I got that prompt again. I don't even know if it's on the board this month or no, but I had put this in, which is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's my brow gel that I'm using every single day. I use it today. I mean, just to prove a point, tally tracked it. I have used it 25 times since we did this, since I recorded last month's update. And I mean, that sounds about right. I have worn my makeup so many times over the last like 45 days that I'm actually shocked by it, because the first 3 months of the year, I really wasn't wearing my makeup very much. I think I was averaging like 12 times per month was I wearing my makeup, and last month alone I wore my makeup like 21 times. So this makes sense to me. So this will be rolling out as well, because I did definitely surpass that 10 times use goal. It was easy for me, but in terms of like trying to pick something that matched my nails, that was kind of harder than I thought it was going to be, because I don't wear anything on my nails. So I was like, I need to find a clear item. Well, what's clear? I mean, even a lot of my primers have like kind of a milky or a white feel to them. So it was an easy but also difficult decision to make. If this prompt comes up again, that will probably be the product that needs to roll in, unless I actually do have something on my fingernails. The next prompt that I pulled last month was Jacket Clubs. Jacket Clubs was mainstream, and I think I made note in last month's video that while I know that there are several indie brands that sell in Sephora and Ulta, when I think mainstream, I think it's something that I can readily go and get, right? It's not just about who owns the brand, but it's about how I can get it into my collection. So for me, this, even though this is a singular owner brand, was considered a mainstream product in my mind because I can go to Ulta, I can go to Sephora, I can go, you know, to a store, shop it, feel it, touch it, and figure out whether I actually want it or not. So I did bring in for mainstream my Natasha Denona mini retro palette. This is a palette that I had had in my palettes for spring collection video, and also another palette that I could put into my No Pan Left Behind if I was able to complete this No Pan Left Behind, which is what I did. You guys can see my tally marks here. I did use every single shade at least once. I did get several eye looks out of this palette, and I'll see if I can get some of those eye looks in here because I think it's just fun for you guys to see some of the eye looks that I also completed with this. I do a whole palette review series on my channel that has all the eye looks that I've completed with a palette showcase for you, and a lot of you love those things. So I think I used it 3 times, maybe 4 times, but I did use multiple shades more than once, but every single shade in here got used at least 1 time. This one I know got used twice, this one I know got used twice, and this one I know got used twice. The rest were once or maybe more than once. I can't remember, but all of them got used 1 time. So this one will also roll out No Pan Left Behind. And I'm so excited about that because not only is that a completed product in this video, but it's also a completed product in my Q2 No Pan Left Behind project. So excited about that. The last product that I have to talk about was rolled in last month for the 9 of Spades. 9 of Spades was a graveyard product last month, which meant I had brought it into a project pan at one point in time, or a different project at one point in time, and I did not complete it. Now, I did bring it into the deck of panning, not last year, but I think the year before, where I had 50 million jokers. It was one of the products that I brought in for a joker, and my goal was to complete it. Well, little did I know at that point in time, because I had never completed a pigment before in my life, that pigments are just not possible to complete. They're just not possible. I think I ended up using this like, I don't know, 83 times, and then was finally like, I think I'm going to change this and just like go with what I have in usage and call it good, because it was an almost full product. And I had used it so much that it is like not full anymore. It's not even halfway full anymore. As a matter of fact, if I lean it one way or another, just so like I can see the bottom, right? So there's not much left in it, but there's enough left in it that it would probably still take me another year to use the rest of this to completion. So I did roll this in as a graveyard product. I rolled it in for 5 times use, and I did say that this was going to take me quite some time to use unless I use it as a nail polish, which I haven't done yet, but I had put it into 2 different eye looks, one of which was with this as well, just to get that one time kicked off. I have used this twice. I think that you guys can see that from the tallies. There's 2 little tally marks there, but that's it. So I still have 3 more times to use this. That's actually quite a bit more times than I thought I would have used at this point, 30 days in. I'm trying to focus on creating eye looks that I can use it in, just so that I could get it like tapped into the center of my lid or something. But it is really dark. And even though it's kind of got this like red hue to it, when you actually put it on your skin, it's actually kind of red and black and gray, and it doesn't really go with a lot, unfortunately. I do like using it as a nail polish though, so I'm going to see if I can't get at least 1 nail polish use out of it in the next 30 days. That'll be at least 1 more use. Then I'll only have 2 more uses to go, and I think I would be able to pop it on in a couple of eye looks, just thinking about like maybe a palette that I will have in use in my next palette review video after I do my update to that. So still have 3 times use on that one. So that one and the cream bronzer will be staying in, and these 3 will be rolling out, which means we get to pull 3 new cards, and I cannot be more ecstatic because pulling cards is the funnest way to be. So like I said, you just need a deck of cards for this, as well as the game board that Emily created and shuffles every single month to play this game, in addition to your own makeup collection. This is a prompt-based game, so you have to have all those things. You can use a deck of cards that is like on an app. You just have to make sure that there's one joker in the deck, because the one joker signifies the "Are you joking me" prompt, which is a product that you maybe just don't want to pan. Something that, you know, you are going to put a high goal on, something that you love and you're trying to hoard. Not really hate panning, not in those ways, but something that you just don't want to pan. Maybe it's a red lipstick. Maybe it's a black eyeshadow, something like that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pan it. It just means, you know, maybe you put, like, if I had a black shadow, I would probably put 100 times use goal on it, because I could use a black shadow every single day. But if I put a 10 times goal on it and I use it every single day, I'd be done way before I needed to be on that product, right? For a red lipstick, I might put a 5 times use goal on it, because I know I've used red lipstick on my lips maybe 5 times in my entire life. So that would be a hard goal for me to achieve. That's all it means. So I'll show you guys the game board here in a second. We run this game from January to December, and we take a month off from December to January. So we only have 7 more updates on this. Your cards have to have at least one joker in them. I have some friends here on this platform, or people that I would consider friends who don't know who I am from Adam, that are using 2 jokers in this. But you basically get to do what you want to with this, while also utilizing, you know, cards and a game board. I have a friend on here that creates her own game board, and that's what she's used because she doesn't want to have to edit her videos. And I 100% understand that, because editing is hard. It's the worst. It truly is the worst. But that said, I do like to go through the cards and show you where the joker was last month. Mostly for me, I want to see where the joker is based on the cards that I pulled. I pulled 3 cards last month. I'm pulling 3 more cards this month, and when we look at the cards and where the joker might have been, I was pretty far down. So this was the top card. I was pretty far down. If I had to pull 7 more cards, I would have had the joker. So I'm happy with that. Last month, I think the joker was, what, the very next card, right? Beyond what I had pulled. So I'm going to shuffle. I typically will shuffle, and then I will show you guys the game board while I'm shuffling. I will pull the game board down. I will cut it in front of you, shuffle one more time, and then we pull the cards right off the top. So let me shuffle and show you guys the game board. I don't really like to talk about what's on the game board, what's not on the game board, what I'd like to get, what I'd not like to get, because I'm superstitious in that way just a little bit. I don't like to jinx myself. So here's the game board. I do think there's a lot on here that would be super fun. I love that the veto is on here. I could really use that. I guess I'd be okay if I got that one. Yeah, there's quite a bit on here that I've never had before. So I would be interested in anything, really. Okay, so we're going to cut the cards. And we're going to cut them right here. Pull out, stick to the top. And then shuffle one more time. Okay, top 3 cards are our cards. 7 of diamonds. 7 of clubs. 3 of clubs. Okay, 3 of clubs, we have spray. 7 of clubs, we have, oh, the shame. I like that. 7 of diamonds, we have blush. Okay. All right, I am gonna go pick my products. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy that I did not get a face card this time, because I feel like over the last couple of years, my deck of painting project has been filled with face cards, and those aren't necessarily the funnest ones, because those ones don't change every single month. They're the same for the entirety of the year. So I'm really super excited that I got 3 number cards, 3 of the, I guess, shuffled cards For the first one, I pulled the the three of clubs, which actually I think was the last card I pulled. But for the three of clubs, which is a spray, I am pulling in this. This is the K. Ollie fragrance in the shade of, or in the smell, the scent. It says vanilla 28. So I don't know if there's different vanillas in her fragrance profile, but K. Ollie has become one of my favorite fragrance lines. Honestly, I haven't had one yet that I absolutely abhorred. Granted, I haven't tried this pistachio one, which I have heard is not great. But that's why I haven't tried it, because I've heard it's not great. I am going to put this in to finish. I think that I can do it because the last time I had one of these in here to finish, it only took me a couple months and I was able to use it. I just popped it in my car, and that's where I used it every time I got out of the car before I went into a store or something. I did spray it on me, and it didn't take me very much time at all to blow through it. I don't necessarily do one spray. I do multiple sprays and walk into it. So not that I'm overusing it. I'm also not underusing it. I'll use it as organically as I would any other perfume, but I am going to put this in here to finish. So this will likely be, you know, a longer term product. For the 7 of clubs, which is Oh the Shame, pretty much all I have in my Oh the Shame drawer are palettes that I haven't yet done a palette roulette on, which is my palette review series. And I have been pulling the minis that are in there into Deck of Panning when I get an Oh the Shame card, because it just makes sense to me to pull the minis in, because they aren't necessarily palettes that I would do a review video on in and of themselves. So that said, that means the minis aren't going to get a palette review, but you'll hear a little bit of a review when I do my Deck of Panning after this is done. I am going to pull in the Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette. This is a palette that I purchased, I think, in October of last year. I don't know, something came over me, and I have a lot of Natasha Denona palettes, but I don't have a lot of her minis, because a lot of her minis I don't really need in my collection, because there's a lot of duplicate shades in her minis that are also in some of the bigger palettes, and I have almost every single one of her larger palettes. Her full-size palettes, her midis, and even her like giant like 28 pan ones. So I don't really think of the minis, but something came over me in October and I was like, I don't have any minis. And I bought like 7, which was so stupid, so dumb. But this one is the Mini Nude palette, and I know it's a favorite for a lot of people. I don't know that it will be a favorite for me. You can see like there's a lot of like goldiness in this. I am not a big fan of gold. Why I purchased it, I don't know. But I am going to put this in for No Pan Left Behind. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but then again, it might not, because I mean, it's just a 5-pan palette, right? I can do like 2 eye looks and move this right on out and into my No Pan Left Behind for Q2. So that excites me. So that is what I am bringing in for that card. And for the 7 of Diamonds, which is a blush, I am going to roll in a liquid blush that I haven't used in forever. This is a Danessa Myrix liquid blush in the shade Ballet Slippers. And it's kind of this really beautiful, almost like terracotta color. It's really pretty. It shears out really, really well. It also beefs up really, really well. It looks really, really scary when you first like put it on, and if you weren't to buff it out, it would be scary. But I think that it is just a really pretty rosy, corally color, and would honestly be pretty perfect for the month that we're gonna go into, right? June is the start of the summertime. Summer is like when I break out the corals and the reds and the yellows and the oranges and really like to do those kind of looks on my face. It's also a time of the year when maybe I'm not wearing a whole lot of like anything and just want like a rosy cheek or like a bronzed face. So I think that this will do the ticket for me. I am going to put this in here. I think I'm going to put it in here for 5 times use. I do think that that will be a stretch because currently right now I've got some cool toned eyeshadow palettes in my palette Roulette, but I can wear it when I'm wearing like my Level Up palette. I can wear it when I'm wearing some of the shades that are in my Build Your Own palette, which I need to build a whole new one. I think 5 times use is going to be a stretch for me, considering it's just a corally version of this blush, and I'm having such a hard time picking up this blush to use. And if I use it 5 times, that doesn't mean that I have to stop at using it 5 times. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 5 times use. That's where I'm going to go. And with that, we have our new products for the month ahead. That's it. That's it. That's all I got for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Are you doing deca panning? If you are, please let me know down in the comment section. I would love to come and support you. Know that if you're on the playlist, I am supporting you. I do go back to the playlist every single month, go back to the video that I left off on, and I start watching it just video after video after video as I travel, as I'm sitting at my computer doing whatever, as I'm just wanting to do nothing with my brain. I do watch those videos. So even if you're not hearing from me, if you're on the playlist, I am watching. But I would love to hear from you down in the comment section if you haven't seen me in your comment section, so that I know that I need to comment on your videos and come and support you if I'm not. That said, if you're not playing this game, why not? It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Thank you so much, Emily, for creating the game and keeping it going, as I said in the intro. And again, if you're looking to join, it's always a fun time here. And if you need any information, all that information is down in my description box. So that said, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and getting along as best that you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. And until next time, bye, friends.